to our Tremolo series.
In this series, we're going to share with you tremolo pedals by some of our favorite manufacturers.
Thanks for joining us. Today we're looking at the Electro Harmonix Pulsar Variable Shape Stereo Tremolo. That is a mouthful. But before we get into this pedal and its features, I want to ask you if you consider subscribing to the channel, clicking the notification bell so you know what we're up to. Your interaction with our channel does help us. We say this all the time, and it has helped us form a relationship with Zzounds.
Right. So this comes, we got this one in with our Zzounds library card, as we like to call it. So there's not a lot to say here. It's one of the first. Have we had an Electro Harmonix?
I don't think we have.
Yeah, we did. We had the Qtron Plus.
Okay, one envelope filter.
It might be all we've had. So we're tapping into a new area, which we want to spend some time because they make a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, not a lot to say. It's a tremolo pedal. Kind of unique. We looked for that sine wave right away. Doesn't have it. Mm-hmm. So it's a square wave and a triangle wave, but sounds really good with those two. You can set it up and run it in stereo and pan between the two amps if you want to hear what that sounds like. I think at the end of the video, the playing out part, we're going to hook up the stereo and let it bounce around like crazy in your headphones. So let's just get into it. What are we playing tonight?
I am playing the Volta Mondana 8 through the Tyler JT22 for the moment, and at the end we will add the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe clean tone. Just reverb in the amp.
So let's just hear the pedal.
All right.
So there's a couple interesting things going on here. I love when you have a pedal with four knobs and like there's things that are happening that you don't
no
realize.
Secondary switches, but there are some things that are happening.
Real quick, speed wise, I think it can go pretty slow if we turn it all the way down. So you might have heard that kind of weird rhythmic thing that was happening. We'll get into what that is in a second. So speed, really, really, really slow.
Right.
Really, really fast.
Almost ring mod.
On the shape, and that's probably because we had that shape turned down a little bit. So you have a triangle, we have a square wave, and then the shape knob, picture your triangle wave like this. The shape knob, if I turn it to the left, I believe is going to sawtooth you that way. If you turn it to the right, it's going to sawtooth the wave this way. And if you have it in the square setting, it's taking, kind of your square and making it really short. So really short on or lengthening it out. So if we go to, clockwise, you're making that really long. So long almost that you barely hear that the tremolo is on. Let's start with the triangle wave.
Okay.
Up. As you're playing, I'll move that, and then we'll flip it down, and I'll move it again so we can hear. So, tons of variation in there.
Mm-hmm.
I like the triangle in the middle. Like,
Right.
I almost feel like with the depth down a little bit, you can still get that kind of rolly sine wave
Mm-hmm.
thing that's not too aggressive. But man, you can make it really aggressive when you start going to either side, like really on the beat, or I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
If we can run the depth knob from 0 to about 1 o'clock, you're just increasing the depth, with 1 being about the maximum. Once it starts going across the past 1, that's where you get. I'll read it to you how they say it. They say, so maximum tremolo, the greatest dynamic range from loudest to quietest, occurs with the depth knob is set to approximately 1 o'clock. As depth is turned farther clockwise past 1, the tremolo begins to warp by modulating between positive and negative phase with an asymmetric or rhythmic feel. Set the depth to approximately 1 o'clock to attain the widest stereo field when the Nano Pulsar is using stereo. So let's run the depth knob and see if you can pick up on what they're talking about. It's pretty interesting.
Because I think we had it at about 115.
I'm gonna go up to triangle.
All right. It gets crazy.
Yeah, it's strange. Well, there's almost like a little bit of unpredictability.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt like a couple times once you had that depth past 1 o'clock, then you move the speed. Like different things were happening. It wasn't just like here.
Right. They called it warp, I think. It's
Yeah.
a little bit unpredictable, like you said.
And we thought at one point too, it almost sounded like there was like almost like there was a blend knob underneath where you brought your clean to. Like there was a tone.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
I think when it gets asymmetrical, it's Anyway, it's really cool. It's really different. It's pretty neat, and I think you can get those really nice classic tremolos out of it. But then I think you can get something that's a little more aggressive or unique. So I think the only thing we didn't really touch is the volume knob. It makes it louder. So we figure about it feels like to us 12 o'clock's about unity. But sometimes with the tremolo pedal, you get that perceived. Let's try to sound intelligent for a second.
Right.
You get the perceived volume loss. And so you turn the volume up a little bit, and then you feel like you didn't lose any volume. Anything to add to it?
No, I like it. It definitely sits in a little different spot than some of the however many other tremolos we've done.
It's unique.
Yeah.
Like it has its thing that none of the other ones had.
And we're going to hear even more of that thing in a moment or two when we go stereo and hear it really.
Well, stereo, throw some drive in it, pan it, and we'll see what happens.
Your guess is as good as ours.
So with that, we always take a moment to... am I saying a minute ago?
Mimic.
We always take a moment to thank you for watching, clicking the subscribe button, hitting the notification bell. Like Pat said in the beginning, anytime you interact with the show, it really helps us out. It's what allowed us to make a relationship like this with Zzounds and have the library card to get some of these Electro Harmonix pedals in finally. And with that, I guess.
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. Should we invite Mr. Barber to the Zzounds party?
Right.